Mr. Transformers 96 here. So in the video, I'm going to talk about a newly shown Marvel Legends figure. This time it is Black Widow from the Black Widow movie in her white costume, and it's kind of a deluxe style figure. So when I did my coverage on the Black Widow wave, I of course mentioned that they definitely be doing the white suited Black Widow as well. I suspected in a 2-pack exclusive to a store. However, this is quite different. It's something that Marvel Legends has really never done before for the most part. So this is quite an interesting set here. So let's talk about it. So first of all, this is like a deluxe set. It comes with a multitude of accessories. That's the big selling point for this package. As far as the figure herself, though, the figure is just it's basically just a repaint of the previous Black Widow figure in this wave. So just the standard Black Widow figure. I looked them over, and it looks like they are exactly the same face sculpt, even the same costume. There's a lot more like paneling in different colors in the original one, but if you look closely on this figure, you'll see all those paneling there. Obviously, it's all one color though, so it looks a little smoother. However, it does appear to be the same exact figure itself, which is a little disappointing. If that is accurate and all the paneling on the black and gray suit is on the white suit in the movie, then I'm okay with it. But I would have maybe preferred a different head sculpt, or maybe a secondary head sculpt with the hair more like flowing a bit, maybe like it's been like windswept. I think that would be cool. Maybe a couple different expressions, just to kind of sell the deluxe style of this a little bit more. The main new thing with it, though, is that it does come with a dynamic stand, like flight stand, which is quite interesting. It's good for poses. This is the type of thing that I think is perfect for kind of flying characters. I think its debut maybe shouldn't be with Black Widow. I think that there are probably some other characters that this could debut with that would be more necessary for it. Nonetheless, I think that it's quite neat. It'll make taking photos a lot easier, having a stand that's specifically meant for Marvel Legends figures. But as you can see, it does have a pole in the back with, it looks like an adjustable kind of cradle where it can be taken up or down where needed, and then it just clamps onto the figure via two little arms. So I think overall it looks a little clunky, to be honest, but I think it'll get the job done. It looks like it can be, adjusted to a lot of levels, which is helpful. But I do think that there are kind of dynamic stands that look a little bit better, because this would be fine for taking photos, but it doesn't work for display. I think that it looks really bad for display. Just it looks a little clunky. So overall, it kind of depends why you want it. If you want it just to help your figure stand, it's going to look ridiculous. But if you want it just for some photos, it could be quite nice. As far as the accessories that she comes with a couple explosion pieces. Now that is specifically meant to go on the base. As you can see, the base has several little pieces, little holes, little notches for several different things. The larger explosion pieces have those like kind of almost ball jointed notches that go in here, so you can plug them into the base. And there's going to be a photo of that right there. So as you can see, you can kind of just plug them in, which is neat. And then it looks like the larger explosion piece, this looks like it's just reused from the Stormtrooper Deluxe kind of figure that was released as a Disney Store exclusive about a year or two ago. It looks like it's the same thing. That's a nice explosion piece, though. I do like it. But then the smaller version that actually plugs into the base is 100% new, so that's kind of nice. And then she comes with a multitude of kind of just blasting pieces. These are obviously variations on kind of the repulsor blasts that come with the Iron Man figures. So I guess it's supposed to look a little bit more like a kind of shot blasts right now, which looks nice, but I don't know if they really plug into the base. Like, I don't really see, like, this one kind of looks like it has a notch at the bottom that maybe can plug into like here and here, but the other ones don't quite look like they have that, so I'm not quite sure how you're going to be able to display that. You can kind of just set them down and they'll kind of look like they're blast pieces. I've done that with those repulsor pieces with the Iron Man figures before, so it can still look nice. Then as far as what she comes for the figure herself, she comes with a pair of guns, as you can see, very small. Like, the barrels look ridiculously small. I'm not quite sure if that's accurate. I'd have to see the scene in which she uses them in, but they just look a little ridiculously small. But they might be accurate, I'm not sure. She also comes with kind of two almost like nunchuck hook pieces. I have a feeling those are kind of for like scaling a mountain. Obviously, while she's wearing this suit, she's in a very snow kind of setting, and she probably has to like scale a mountain to get to the base or whatever. So I assume that that's kind of what those are for. She comes with a multitude of different hands. She comes with hands to hold the guns. She comes with hands to hold those kind of sickle pieces, and then she comes with two fists. She also, the kind of best accessory in my opinion are these little two small little like blue blasts, which kind of, let's see if, yeah, right here, you can put them on her wrist, and then she looks like she's shooting her kind of widow sting, which I think is quite neat. That's something that I'm surprised it has taken us so many movies to actually get an accessory of, so that's pretty cool. I do like that a lot. Overall, though, what I think of this figure, I think it's a little lackluster, to be honest, just the entire package. I think that having her in a 2-pack with, like, a different version of Taskmaster, maybe with some different accessories or something like that, would be more interesting. This is just, I don't know, like, the idea of a deluxe figure is cool, but for this one, she comes with so many, like, explosion pieces, and maybe if she came with like a terrain base so you could like really make it a display, but instead you have like this clunky, very mechanical looking flight stand that you're supposed to put explosions on. I just don't think it looks very good, in my opinion. I think the explosions by themselves would be cool, but having the big plugs at the bottom so they plug in here is kind of useless, in my opinion. I'm just not a big fan of the design overall, but I do like the idea of Marvel Legends coming out with their own dynamic flight stands. I think that's nice, and I'd have to get it in person to see, like, specifically the range it has, to see kind of how good it is as a kind of a flight or dynamic pose kind of stand piece. But just looking at it, it looks very clunky. It doesn't look very attractive, and overall, I think that it's quite lackluster. And out of all the figures that they could have released it with for the first time ever, Black Widow is you know, I don't think it's a great choice. Obviously, she should have dynamic poses, but I certainly would recommend it more with a flying character. I think you could get a lot more use out of that base. But there you go, that's my thoughts on this new Black Widow figure from the Black Widow movie in her white costume, being a deluxe package. Let me know what you guys think of the set, and thanks so much for watching.